Welcome back to Biblical Talk with Mar, and may you be blessed in your endeavors and your search and studies with the Almighty One who is, was, and is to come. Today, I'm going to be going over one of the Jubilees, or maybe more. The Jubilees is actually called the YoBeL, and for some of you might be wondering, what is that? Well, actually a very large book of 50 chapters that seem to have been not in our regular Bibles. So, because they were adding them back into their new Safers, and it may actually have something to do with the times and the dates where we are in now, because now is the time, now is the day of salvation. So, let's begin. I know I started off with this introduction, but the one that actually got me was when I started reading the Jubilees, the second chapter, and the first chapter also, but the second chapter is the one that we're going to do today. And and the angel of the presence spoke to Moshe according to the word of Yahweh, saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days Yahweh Elohim finished all his works and all that he created, and kept Shabbat on the seventh day, and sanctified it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works. For on the first day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the Ruach At, which serve before him, the angels of the presence, and the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the Ruach of fire, and the angels of the Ruach of the winds, and the angels of the Ruach of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoarfrost, and the angels of the voices, and the thunder, and of the lightning, and the angels of the Ruach At, of cold, and of heat, and of winter, and of spring, and of autumn, and of summer, and of all of the Ruach of his creatures which are in the heavens and on the earth. He created the abysses and the darkness, evening and night, and the light, dawn, and day, which he has prepared in the knowledge of his heart. And thereupon they saw his works, and praised him, and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day. And that went up to verse number 3. Now, a lot of you that are hearing me read, I'm letting you know ahead of time that I'm not going to be saying mostly, and at least I'm working on not saying I, because it's not I, it's actually me reading. So I'm talking in a different way. So I would be he, or whoever it's actually giving the word. For those of you who are wondering, why is she not reading it directly like that? Because I is not I, it is them. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I'm going to go ahead and continue with verse number 4. And on the second day he created the expanse in the midst of the waters, and the waters were divided on that day. Half of them went up above, and half of them went down below. The expanse that was in the midst over the face of the whole earth. And this was the only work Elohim created on the second day. And on the third day He commanded the waters to pass from off the face of the whole earth into one place, and the dry land to appear. And the waters did so as he commanded them, and they retired from off the face of the earth into one place outside of the expanse, and the dry land appeared. And on that day he created for them all the seas according to their separate gathering places, and all the rivers, and the gatherings of the waters in the mountains and on all the earth, and all the lakes, and all the dew of the earth, and the seed which is sown, and all sprouting things, and fruit bearing trees, and trees of the wood, and the garden of Eden, in Eden and all. These four great works Elohim created on the third day. On the fourth day, he created the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and set them in the expanse of the heaven, to give light upon all the earth, and to rule over the day and the night, and divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim appointed the sun to be a great sign on the earth for days, and for Shabbatot, and for months, and for feasts, and for years, and for Shabbatot of years, and for YoBeL, which some call Jubilees, and for the seasons of the years. Let's stop right there before we go to verse number 10. And they call them Jubilees, and they say that's the English form, even though the actual name is called YoBeL. YoBeL. So it's almost like it's meant to throw someone off for when you're looking for one thing and you find something else. So the actual name is YoBeL, but they're saying that it's called Jubilee in English. If you ask me if my name is Mar and I go to another country and they ask me my name is still Mar. Just just a thought. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Now we're going to go to verse 10. And it divides the light from the darkness, and for prosperity, that all things may prosper which shoot and grow on the earth. These three kinds he made on the fourth day. And on the fifth day he created sea monsters in the depths of the waters, for these were the first things of flesh that were created by his hands, the fish and everything that moves in the waters, and everything that flies, the birds and all their kind. And the sun rose above them to prosper them, and above everything that was on the earth, everything that shoots out of the earth, and all fruit-bearing trees, and all flesh. These three kinds he created on the fifth day. And on the sixth day he created all animals of the earth, and all cattle, and everything that moves on the earth. And after all this he created man, a man and a woman created he them. He gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth. Okay, so let's do that one. And on the sixth day he created all the animals of the earth, and all cattle, and everything that moves on the earth. And after all this he created man, a man and a woman created he them, and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth, and in the seas, and over everything that flies, over the beasts, and over the cattle, and over everything that moves on the earth, and over the whole earth, and over all this he gave him dominion. And these four kinds he created on the sixth day. And there were altogether 22 kinds. And he finished all his work on the sixth day, and all that is in the heavens, and on the earth, and in the seas, and in the abysses, and in the light, and in the darkness, and in everything. And he gave us a great sign, the Shabbat, which we call the Sabbath. And he gave us a great sign, the Shabbat, that we should work 6 days, but guard the Shabbat on the seventh day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of sanctification, these two great classes he has bidden us to guard the Shabbat with him in heaven and on earth. And he said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself. Okay, let me do that again. And he said unto us, Behold, he will separate unto himself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall guard the Shabbat, and he will sanctify them unto himself as his people, and will bless them. And as he has sanctified the Shabbat, and do sanctify it unto himself, even so will he bless us, and we shall be his people, and he will be our Elohim. And he has chosen the seed of Yaakov, that is Jacob, from amongst all that he has seen, and have written him down as firstborn son. So he has written down him as his firstborn son, and has chosen him unto himself forever and ever. And he, Elohim, will teach them. He will teach us the Shabbat, that we may guard the Shabbat thereon from all our work. From all work. Verse 22. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should, or we should guard the Shabbat with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink and to bless him who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples, and that they should guard the Shabbat together with us, with them. And he caused his commands to ascend as a sweet Saviour, acceptable before him all the days. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Yaakov, and 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. This is blessed and holy, and the former also is blessed and holy, and this one serves with that one for sanctification and blessing. Shall I read number 24 again? Okay, I will do that. There were 22 heads of mankind from Adam to Yaakov, which is Jacob. And 22 kinds of work were made until the seventh day. This is blessed and holy, and the former also is blessed and holy, and this one serves with that one for sanctification and blessing. And to this Yaakov and his seed it was granted that They should always be blessed and Kodeshim, holy, of the first testimony and Torah, even as he had sanctified and blessed the Shabbat on the seventh day. That was verse 25. And for all of you who do not know what the Torah is the law, the first five books of the Bible, which we all should read. And even as he had sanctified and blessed the Shabbat on the seventh day. Okay. Verse 26. He created heaven and earth and everything that he created in 6 days. And Elohim made the seventh day holy for all his works. Therefore he commanded on its behalf that whosoever does any work thereon shall die, and that he who defiles it shall surely die. Wherefore do you command the children of Yasharal, Israel, to observe this day, that they may keep it holy, and not do thereon any work, and not to defile it, as it is holier than all other days? And whosoever profanes it shall surely die, and whosoever does thereon any work shall surely die eternally. Eternally. That the children of Yasharel, Israel, may observe this day throughout their generations, and not be rooted out of the land, for it is a holy day and a blessed day. And everyone who observes it and guards Shabbat thereon from all his work will be holy and blessed throughout all days, like unto us, like unto them. Praise Yah. Declare and say to the children of Yasharal, the Torah, which is the law, of this day both that they should guard the Shabbat thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to eat, to be eaten, or drunk, and that it is against the Torah to draw water, and or bring in or take out thereon through their gates any burden which they had not prepared for themselves on the sixth day in their dwellings. So that was verse 30, and I'm going to read that again. Declare and say to the children of Yasharal the Torah of this day, both that they should guard the Shabbat thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is against the Torah to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do thereon their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is against the Torah to draw water, or bring in or take out thereon through their gates any burden which they had not prepared for themselves on the sixth day in their dwellings. And they shall not bring in nor take out from the house to house on that day, for that day is more holy and blessed than any YoBeL day of the YoBels. On this we kept Shabbat. On this they kept Shabbat in the heavens before it was made known to any flesh, to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. And the Creator of all things blessed it, but he did not sanctify all peoples and nations to guard the Shabbats thereon, but Yasharel alone. Them alone he permitted to eat and drink and to guard the Shabbat thereon on the earth. And the Creator of all things blessed this day, which he had created for blessing and holiness and glory above all days. This Torah and testimony was given to the children of Yasharel, Israel, as a Torah law forever unto their generations. Now let me read that last verse right there. And the Creator of all things blessed this day, which he had created for blessing and holiness and glory above all days. This Torah and testimony was given to the children of Yasharal as a Torah forever unto their generations. Thanks again for listening. Stay tuned for the other chapters to come.